talking about my levels in my tank today. So you can see some of the things look pretty good, but as you can see over here, some things are starting to go bad in my tank. This all started maybe like, let's say 7 months ago. I noticed that my nitrates and phosphates were really high, and I've been trying to drop them ever since. I did end up dropping the nitrates really low, which is okay. Um, I think right now I'm at 5 ppm. Sometimes it goes up to 10, and that's where it stays at. As you can see, most of the corals are doing fine. Like this SPS coral, it's looking pretty good. My Monty cap back there, my green Monty, is looking pretty good in color. But something like this coral here, it's mostly my LPS corals that seem to be affected. It's mostly some Fabias and a little bit of acans that are getting affected right there. And like, for example, that. So I have been trying to drop my phosphates down for the last couple, let's say 2 months. I've successfully dropped it down from 2.1 to 1.16. I tested this morning. I have dropped it before to 0.8, but I know it has to be a 0.003. A 0.03, I'm sorry. So I've been trying to get there. I am running in this tank the protein skimmer, and I'm running a Minimax with RoboPhos inside of it. I used maybe 3 teaspoons of RoboPhos in this 43-gallon Red Sea tank. So I don't think that's too much. I think that's just fine. Maybe I need a little bit more to drop it lower, because it's been staying at one, and maybe sometimes a little less than 1 when I do a water change. So I might have to add a little bit more of that. I've been running my protein skimmer constantly, trying to see if that helps out with the phosphates as well. As you can see, it's doing a pretty good job. I added some Chaeto in the bottom there. I'm just using a Kessel Light low setting. Just putting it really low. And it's been growing pretty good. I got it like maybe this big, like a little golf ball, and right now it's like the size of a, let's say like a little bit bigger than a baseball. And I only had it for a couple weeks. Dosing wise, ALK seems to be stable at 9. Magnesium is stable as well at 1440, I believe. And calcium is around like almost 500. So it's nothing really off. It's just the phosphates have been messing with my tank. Frog spawns, hammers, all of them seem to be doing fine. Sometimes this one has occasional little hiccups. It would shut a little bit, and I'm starting to notice this browning, which might be from the high phosphates. So I'm trying to bring that down as well. Everything else in the tank seems to be doing fine. All my softies, mostly my candy canes seem to be doing fine. As you can see, that one's really bright in color, no tissue recession, nothing. It's really fat. Also this one as well. Also these Favias are doing great. My Space Monkey Favia has really grown out. I did lose some corals. I lost this other Monty cap that I had. I lost a big chalice that I had. As you can see, I just put this SPS over it just so it could grow over it. My Trenchy is doing great. He's always been doing fine in this tank. I am gonna do a water change and test again to see where these levels are gonna be. I will be showing that in the video, so if you guys want to see that as well. I did lose that middle head on that Blastomusa, but they did end up growing back out. I have this head on this side and this head on that side. I bought this Monty cat, just the size in the middle, and all these sides are growth from when I got it. I also have this Bulbatip anemones. His temporary home is here, but he's going to be going to another tank soon. I'm just growing him out a little bit more. Zoa Garden seems to be doing fine. I also do have Aptasia in this tank, which I've been trying to get rid of. It's never ending. with the aptasia. But yeah, and so phosphate wise, I have been feeding less, but that really hasn't changed anything. It's still, the phosphates are still above 1. Um, I rarely feed the corals, so when I feed them, it's when I think they need to eat, maybe once a week, maybe not even once a week. But in reality, I barely feed. Acans I feed mostly, but everything else I rarely feed. Like candy canes I don't feed, and I have this much growth already. Um, and the most affected problems that I have is just loss of tissue. So you can see right there that I don't have tissue in that coral. Right there, right there. Same thing with this SpongeBob fobia. It used to be grown out, and now I'm losing tissue here to here, and right there as well. I was having the same problem with this fobia, and then it just came back. So I don't understand how I'm losing these corals. It's just frustrating, but I'm still working on it. Still trying to drop phosphates. Nitrates are pretty good in range, from 5 to 10 ppm. I don't think that's any problem. Mostly all the corals are doing fine. I'm also having growth on these hammers. Right there, as you can see, I have a little dimple, which indicates some more heads coming through. And I also have it on another frog spawn as well, and they've been splitting. So hopefully the tanks in the levels level out. Let's see if you can see it on this one here. Oh no, you can't. But as you can see, my frog spawn looks pretty healthy. It's pretty big, and it has a very massive size to it. So I've been constantly doing some water changes. Last week I did a 20-gallon water change. That's 50% of this tank, which dropped it tremendously. And then I'm just trying to drop it under 1 slowly now. Lighting is not that bright. I have it on the LPS lighting that comes with these radion lights. So on the template I put the LPS, and it seems to be growing my corals pretty good. I never had a problem with that light and that light setting. So for now, I am just trying to figure out what is going on with some of my LPS. The nitrates aren't that low either to be starving my corals out, and it's not that high to be killing them. So I think the final verdict will be high phosphates. I also dipped my corals that were already on their way out, and I didn't see any type of like parasites come out or anything. I just saw some brittle starfish and some pods that were dead there basically, but there was nothing else like some type of flatworms or any type of like anything that was killing them. So I think I'm gonna try to do another water change and see where I could go from there. I'll keep you guys updated. If you guys want to keep watching these videos, I could do like a weekly update and tell you guys how everything is going. Also, for the parameters, my salt is at 1.025. It doesn't swing from there. It stays there constantly. So I already checked the salt and everything like that to see if that's what's causing problems in my tank. But it's nothing like that. So let me do a quick water change, and I'll come right back to show you how things are. Okay guys, so I just did another water change right now. The only thing I did was move all of these rocks, and including that back one, and I cleaned half the tank. This side has been cleaned plenty of times throughout the last week. If the phosphates still don't get lower, I'm gonna have to pull out this big rock and clean under that. I'm pretty sure that that's holding phosphates as well. But I cleaned all of this, starting from this side of the tank all the way to the back. within the last 2 weeks. I've been cleaning that. I finally hit this piece today. So last resort will be to clean this. My sump is pretty clean, so I'm not worried about anything in the sump. I did a sump cleaning a couple weeks ago, and that didn't even budge the phosphates at all. So let's see how it goes back down. I'm using raw phos still, like I said, so hopefully that helps it bring it down after this water change. What I've been trying to do is change my filter sock every 2 to 3 days. Sometimes I'll change it 3 times a week, sometimes twice, depending how dirty and how much is fed in this tank. It really doesn't get fed that much, but it still gets pretty dirty. So, like I was saying, all the corals are looking pretty decent. Their colors don't look bad, but some of the skin recession, like this one was receding a little bit on one of the sides. So let's see how that goes in a couple days. I stuck them in iodine today, just as a dip to see if that would scar the tissue and not prevent it from receding anymore. I also did it to this one. This one's pretty much a goner. It's gonna end up just dying on me. So I'm just trying to see if it pulls any of it through. But most likely, I don't have too much faith in that coral. But everything else in this tank seems to be doing good. I dropped this frog spawn from the middle of the tank to the bottom, just to have a little bit more space as I moved these rocks to clean under here. Next step would be to remove this whole rock and clean under it, clean the sand bed, and then put everything back and see if that helps out. So I'm gonna keep you guys updated with the tank. If you guys like my videos, please like and subscribe. I will be posting every single week from now on tank updates and what is new and what is going on with the tank. See if I bring down these phosphates and yeah, guys. So let me know if you like my videos. Thank you.